So, one of the good things about working from the state, no, let me rephrase that. One of the weird things about working for the state, or at least the department that I worked for, was that if I needed a piece of equipment that cost $600-700, I had to fight to get it. Okay? You know, this is my job, this is what we do, you want us to complete this thing and the thing, and they have to look at it and go, oh, no, we have the budget, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As you might expect. But if you go to them and say, oh gosh, my sciatica has really been bothering me sitting in that chair, a week later you have $1,000 Aeron chair to park your ass on. And so it was that for somewhere between the last 5 and 10 years, I have been sitting comfy on $1,000+ chair. And I will say, you know, overrated, overpriced, whatever you want to say, I like my Aeron chair. And if I could figure out some way to get an Aeron chair at home, I would do that. But I couldn't, and I can't afford an Aeron chair. And even when I was working, I would look at it and go, I really would like to have one at home, but I'd never get one. But now that I'm spending more time at home on my computer than I was previously, I have to have a new chair. I'm currently sitting on an IKEA dining room chair, and that is not acceptable. So, Costco, on sale, $70 Aeron knockoff. It's smaller, it's not as high-backed, but, you know, I bounced around on it in the store and it didn't seem too bad. So, we're going to put this puppy together, because I'm pretty sure it's not... Oh, this is worse. This is not just staples. This is staples and glue. Here we go. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ha ha. That's satisfying in its way. To start off, we have this bright red tape that says jaargelijkig naar voetprutkruf or perhaps turned around this way so I can read it. Hardware quincalieri herage. So only one of those I'm supposed to understand, and that must be this, which is some sort of a tool, an Allen wrench, and 8 bolt-like objects. And another one that says, these are the instructions. Are we going to look at these? We are going to look at these. But first, we're going to go for parts. Hardware. Tomorrow is recycling day, so I need to fill up the recycling bin with more cardboard anyway. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why is he not standing up to do this? And that's because of the camera. But also, I have it on tracking mode. See? He must be following me. I just don't know how effective it will. I may stand up in a bit. We'll see how well it works. That looks like the bottom plate. The base. I'm not going to assemble this whole chair in front of you. I'll spare you. We'll just do the unboxing. Some more cardboard. Ooh, the recyclers are going to be happy. And this is obviously the back. Yes, that's the back. Hello! I bet it just lost me, didn't it? And I've just ripped my arm open on one of those staples. Well, I've had a tetanus shot within the last 10 years. Have you lost me? You have lost me. Oh, let's see if we can get me back. Hello? Hello? Are you following me? No? Can I redraw the tracking target? Apparently I can. Good to know. Just watch out for that staple. I'm not bleeding, so I'm only joking about the tetanus shot. Well, I'm not joking about the tetanus shot. I did have a tetanus shot within the last 10 years. But here, track this. Tracking. It's my face. Hello. No. Not over here that way. Are we working on me now? We're working on something. Maybe it's my Star Trek emblem. I don't know. Ooh, and some silica gel. This is new behavior. Hello. Hello there. I hope my smooth Q hasn't died. Well, that was basically everything in the boxes. The little tiny boxes probably got some little nuts and bolts in it, but we'll there we go. We'll see after we've put this together how it goes. Tell a fib. I'm bleeding. So there we go. Guess I better put something on that. So yesterday, I put together the chair, which I'll show you here. This is the chair. It's very chair-like. You know, it's not as good as an Aeron, but it's better than what I had. So I'm reasonably happy, and I was pleased it was on sale at Costco. Speaking of on sale at Costco, I also have this new Roomba 805 model. We have a working Roomba, and I'd like to use it more than we do, but of course there's a couple problems. One is the floor has to be relatively picked up, and our house has just so much stuff stocked here, there, and everywhere that you actually have to make an effort to clear things up so that you can then run the Roomba. But we're working on that. But the other problem is the damn brushes. Roombas since the beginning have had these two basically brush roller thing. One's a real brush. The newer Roombas, the higher end Roombas have these new rubber impeller things that are not brushes. But so the problem with the brushes is the hair gets in them. The dog hair gets in them, and I mean, you have to get they provide a tool that's kind of like a box cutter with a knife that goes underneath and slices through it. That's not great. Frequently I have to get in there with scissors and just cut it out. It's terrible, and all the dust is caught up in the hair, and so you get it all in your face, and it takes 20-30 minutes to clear the Roomba. And if you have to do that every 2 or 3 times you use the Roomba, basically you don't want to use the Roomba 2 or 3 times. So I'm hoping this new one will do better. I've run it on this room, and its behavior is very different. The patterns that it follows are not like the last 3 or 4 Roombas that we had. So they've evolved their software algorithm, and now I'm about to take a look at it and see how badly the brush-like things look. So, let's flip him over. And let's come in a little closer. And take a look at those impellers. Oh, look at that. Absolutely nothing. And this is the dog's room. So I'm pleased with that. You can obviously see a little hair build up here and there. Some dust. But those rollers looking good. fact, they didn't even include spare rollers like they always have in the past. So that makes me think that these are durable enough that they're going to last. I want to put the window up. That'd probably be a good idea. Going through the car wash. But so basically, we've got one of Michelle's friends over, and Saturday evening, and we've taken them to the mall, and I've dropped them all off because this mall is the mall that has the Costco, that has the car wash, and it's a very economical car wash, and I hope all my windows are uptight. And I've been meaning to get out here for a couple weeks. So, we'll just go through the car wash. Normally I shoot the footage, from the front. But today I'm shooting the footage from the big scary monster side. It's kind of interesting. So I had 1 week of retirement, and then the second week was... Can you even hear a thing I'm saying? I don't know. The second week has been spring break, so the whole family has the week off. And it's like I'm not on like I'm not retired. It's like when I used to work at home on Wednesdays during the summer. I felt like I could never get anything done because the family was around. I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, so I feel like I haven't actually been retired this week. And next week I'll get back to doing stuff. But they're not looking forward to going back. But in a way, I kind of am. So once we've gone through this, then I'll go back over to the mall and do whatever it is people do in malls. I don't know. Here comes some sort of a jet spray. I can see daylight at the end of the tunnel now. Car wash. Here comes the massive big hair dryers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them. There it goes. See, the water's just blowing off the front windshields. And now I park under a tree. That doesn't seem like... And I heard a bird. God damn it. Maybe I should move. Oh, there's a bird over there. He looks like a shitter, too. Apologizing in advance for the crazy lighting here. So, I've got this air conditioning unit in the window that we put in several years ago when the heating profile of the house changed, or the cooling profile of the house changed. Depends on how you want to look at it. But it's gotten to the point where it always trips the breaker in this room, so I can't use it. I haven't used it for 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to pop it back out of this old crank style window. And I've already taken the board that filled up that gap out, and put the original window back in, which I amazingly kept. Well, we've got the old window back in. I was very thoughtful in that I kept both the window and the bolts that act as the hinges on the window, which is very good. Not so good is that I did not in the same place keep the hardware that cranks the window in. So the question is, did I keep it? If so, where did I keep it? And how long will it take me to find it? It's also possible that I kept it for years and then, having stumbled across it in a frenzy of cleaning, which does occasionally happen, that I said, well, I don't need these extras, and got rid of them. Kind of having a poke around the shed here just to see if, look at the big box of hard drives that probably need to be drilled out. Holy shit, why are there videotapes in here? Okay, hard drives are one thing, videotapes is another altogether. What the fuck? Alright, those have got to come out. The family have gone back to school today, so now I can get back to work on my office. Unfortunately, after we've had quite the cleaning in the living room and the bedrooms and whatnot, but my wife does, on the last day of spring break, she spends most of this happens every year, she spends most of spring break relaxing, assuming we don't go somewhere. And then at the end of it, she suddenly gets in this panic the last couple of days and cleans. And, progress has been made, but at some expense. That means stuff she thinks belongs in here goes back in my office, which is exactly the opposite of what my plan was, which was to work on one room at a time and then get out. And then between that and taking the air conditioning out, my office is now a mess again. So that's on my list today, to clean back up at least to the level I was at before. 2, haircut. Desperately in need of a haircut. Not a shave. Keeping the beard for a while. But desperately need a haircut. The new stereo receiver should be in today, so that means doing stereo work. I hate doing stereo work. It's not that it's hard, it's just always awkward and it's always, fiddly. But we'll get the TV back in such a state that we can watch color consistently. I'll be happy with that. And hopefully I won't have any trouble programming the Logitech remote to work with a new receiver. I checked it the other day and it was too new for Logitech to have an entry for it. So we'll see how that goes. I think I can use the previous year's model, but we'll find out. And what else do I have cooking today? I think, blinds. So over here, these old blinds, I've got a pair of, long story short, I have an extra pair of these accordion blinds that I use in the main, in our bedroom and the main living room, as opposed to our secondary living room, which we don't have. I have a spare. It doesn't fit any window in the house. It's a cut wrong size kind of thing. But I can put it on this window here, replacing these old cheap Venetian blinds, and it'll only take up 6 extra inches on either side, because it's a foot too big. And I think it's too long as well, but it won't be too short, which is the important part. So I'm going to put those up and make this room all accordion blinds. That should be enough, right? That's enough. I have a feeling there's something else I need to do today. Anyway, we'll find out. Well, my morning timing has all been screwed up. I was going to go drop off stuff at Goodwill. That was what I forgot to mention. I had a Goodwill run, big one. And and then I was going to carry on down to Great Clips here to get my hair cut. Then I realized I had to take a shower before I got my hair cut because so I did that. And then by the time I got to Goodwill, their loading bay was blocked by a big vehicle and I had nowhere to stop to drop off the stuff. So I'd already checked in. So I came in to Great Clips, and even though I had checked in online, they still had a 25-minute late, which I still don't understand. What's the point of checking in online if you still have to wait for the people who came in after you checked in? I don't know. Anyway, so normally I would go shower because I'm watching after that, but I went over here to Heriberto's for some lunch because I was starving, and now Chuan has just sent me a text message reminding me to go shopping, and the store is right here, so I might as well go do that too. I also discovered that across the street there used to be a Bash's Market, and it was there forever, since the 40s probably. It was a neighborhood staple, and we didn't shop there, but we shopped at the Safeway across the street. But it got torn down finally. There had been a Chinese restaurant that had been in there for a long time, and that got taken out, and the whole thing finally got torn down, and it's being redeveloped as part of this midtown mixed use residential and commercial property at the same time. So they're going to put some apartments in there, and they're going to put some stores in it. This whole area is beginning to finally have a bit of a revival, which is good for my property values, good for all that stuff. So good for having things around. They're putting in a sub shop, and they're putting in a Sprouts Farmers Market, which my wife likes to shop at. Particularly get some very good deals on meat from time to time. The rest of the stuff's too frickin' frou-frou, but you know, it does have some nice meat and good deals on it. So I guess I should go shopping now.